we're talking about something that quietly holds so many people back from protecting themselves. Guilt when setting boundaries. If you've ever said yes when you meant no, stayed silent to avoid conflict, or felt like a bad person for choosing yourself, this episode is for you. I'm joined again by Melanie Davis. Melanie, thank you for being here.
Always glad to join you, Evelyn.
Let's start here. Guilt does not automatically mean you're doing something wrong. Guilt is often a learned behavior. Many people were raised to prioritize others over themselves, and unfortunately, that was the situation for me. You may have been rewarded for self-sacrifice. So when you finally choose yourself, your brain says, this feels wrong, but it's not wrong. It's unfamiliar.
That really shifts how people can see it.
Let's separate two things: responsibility and your behavior, guilt and your emotional reaction. You are responsible for being respectful, communicating clearly, and you are not responsible for someone being upset, someone being disappointed, someone disagreeing. Other people's emotions are not proof that you did something wrong. People pleasing and conditioning. Guilt is often rooted in people pleasing, fear of rejection, fear of conflict, desire to be liked. But here's the truth. People pleasing teaches others that your time is flexible. Your needs are negotiable. Your boundaries don't matter.
Other people's emotions are not proof that you did something wrong.
Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, desire to be liked. But here's the truth. People pleasing teaches others that your time is flexible, your needs are negotiable, and your boundaries don't matter. Isn't that something? Let's talk about how to set boundaries. Let's make this practical. Keep it short, keep it clear. Don't over-explain. Let me give you some examples of that. I'm not available for that. That doesn't work for me. I'm going to pass.
Silence after your boundary is power. You don't need to fill it.
Try this mindset shift. Guilt can mean growth. I never would have thought about that. What about you, Melanie?
No, that's actually kind of eye-opening to hear that. I think I'd have to chew on that for a little while. To be honest, I have never, ever associated guilt with growth. It's just like that's really amazing. That's like a power statement. I've never heard it before, Evelyn. That's the first time. That's the first time. You saying that is the first time I've heard that. I feel like it deserves some exploration. How is guilt growth?
Hey, you're losing your old self, the person that didn't have the boundaries.
Yeah. Wow.
And you probably were very familiar with your old self, and now you're evolving into your new self.
Right. The guilt is definitely a signal to yourself, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the difference between always feeling guilty or letting guilt direct you to change. I guess that's where the growth comes out of guilt.
Discomfort is not danger.
Now, that's also something I've never heard before. Usually we feel like anything uncomfortable is a danger warning. But I guess when you've been brainwashed, by somebody that you need to set boundaries for, sometimes that discomfort is actually, you're not in real danger other than just needing to set boundaries.
You're unlearning unhealthy patterns.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
When you change, some people will respect you. Some people will resist you. And resistance often reveals who benefited from your lack of boundaries.
Yeah, that is so true. I think you could even use boundary setting as a kind of litmus test. You can set a boundary that's maybe you didn't think that you needed, just to see who would honor it and who would have a freak out over it.
I definitely have learned to honor people's boundaries.
Yeah.
If someone says that I'm doing something wrong or they don't feel comfortable with something, hey, I respect it.
Yeah.
And if I don't hear from you again, that may mean, ending the relationship, because I have boundaries as well.
A really toxic or parasitic type person. There's people who literally steal your energy vampires.
Yeah. And there are people too that feel entitled. They can just take over the whole conversation, make everything all about
Yeah.
them. And then when you try to communicate or insert something about the way you feel, then you're wrong. So that is
Yeah.
another type
Entitlement.
toxic. It's an entitlement issue, and that is another type toxic relationship. Boundaries, everybody can have a boundary. It's just that some people don't respect other people's boundaries.
Yeah. Or don't think that they should have a boundary, and that really does roll back to that word entitlement. They feel like they're entitled to you or to your energy or whatever the resource is that they're taking from you. And putting up a boundary means you're not giving away so much. And someone who's leeching onto you is going to be someone who gets upset and struggles with having a boundary. And that's a really important thing to see.
You are allowed to choose yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable. Guilt is not your enemy. It's a signal that you're growing.
There's that line again.
Guilt is often learned. You're not responsible for others' emotions. Clear boundaries don't require explanations. Growth feels uncomfortable. Thank you for joining.